Subscribe to ISUPK Kentucky on YouTube. Priest of the Lord, teaching classes and street speaking. Teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth. I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
Shalom. We're at I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 123rd Street in Harlem, New York, under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. My name is Officer Amakobab, and I would like to welcome you to the I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky class. And tonight's topic is going to be very controversial. You've seen the title. It's a question. The black woman is your God, and the white man is her God. Now, why do I present this very controversial statement? If you haven't been paying attention, you should realize that the interracial agenda is in full effect. What is that? To promote interracial relationships or sex, which is a sin according to God in the Bible. And a lot of times the brunt of that is blamed on black men. But black men are out there having sex and being with white men, white women and white men more than it is black women. But what I'm going to do is prove tonight that historically and even presently, that really it's the other way around. We're going to go into the scriptures. We're going to pull some resources from history, current events to prove this. Because many of us, this is very taboo to talk about the sexual indiscretions of black women. But when it comes to a black man, not saying it's right, we're demonized for somebody caring and loving about us. Not saying that a heathen woman wanting to be with a black man is right. But it's definitely not right when a black woman has sex with a heathen man. So if I will, this is a story old as time, if I will. So we're going to go into the Bible, the King James Version of the Bible. I want to remind people to share this topic and share the video, because a lot of people need to know this information, man. They've been taught by the Christian church. They've been taught by Big Mama, they mama, that, you know, love is love. You can be with whoever you want to be with. And that's just not what the Bible says if you believe in the Bible, right? So if I could, let's go into the scriptures. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and verse 24. Your oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of, because he's the one that has taught you to believe the media and believe those commercials. You see a black woman in bed with a white man, and they both get up, waking up to coffee, or you see them driving in a car, SUV, driving up the Swiss Alps. Damn, Esau, damn, they're driving the Mount Seir himself with a black woman. And they think they're going to ride off into the sunset or to the mountains and live like happily ever after. That's just not what the Bible says. So if I could, let me bring out this scripture as a premise to tonight's topic. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25 and verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Now, this woman right here, this is manifold. This don't mean a nation. It don't mean anything like that. This is a literal woman. Because if you go up above In chapter 25, verse 23, it says, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband. So this is talking about a woman, a physical woman. It's not spiritual for a nation or anything like that, right? Verse 24, let me repeat it. Of the woman came the beginning of sin. Now, what is sin? Sin is transgression of the laws of God in this Bible. Now, I mean, the main one we're going to talk about tonight is the sin of interracial sex. According to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3, God did not want the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on earth today, to have sex with any other race of people. If you're a black man, you're not supposed to have sex with a white woman or any other race of people. Now, a black man can be with a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman. You got 12 tribes to choose from to make your wife. If that's what sex is, it's marriage. She becomes your wife. But what has happened, because we went into a captivity and in slavery, many of the customs that we follow has been taught by our oppressor, so-called white man. And we do what the white man does because he's a lawless one. He's a lawless one. Man, let me add this. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, sir.
Lord Christ.
If I will, coming into the classroom is Officer 5000, Officer Tarak. We clap it up for Officer Tarak, you know what I mean? He's going to join in on this class. Tonight's topic, the black woman, it's actually a question, as I was saying, Adawan, if I may.
Yeah.
The black woman is your God, and the white man is her God. What are your thoughts on that, if I may, sir? Can you hear me, Adawan? Okay, Adawan gonna be back in the stream. But we gotta know this stuff, man. We gotta know this because the media would have you thinking that black men is just out here promoting the interracial agenda. Black men don't have the means to promote an interracial agenda. Are you there, Adawan?
No, I'm here.
Come, sir. I was just expounding upon tonight's topic. The black woman is actually a question. It's a question. The black woman is your God, and the white man is her God. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
And that is so true. I mean, you look at, you look throughout history, it's been like that, He's been like,
And that's the devil not wanting everyone to say his piece.
you go back to the, you go back to the Garden of Eden, the serpent was Eve's teacher.
Right.
And what happened was Eve started to value that knowledge more than what she valued the knowledge that Adam was coming with.
Right. That's real heavy, Adam, because that's actually the scripture that I was about to pull, if I will. That's in the book of Genesis, chapter 3. And I'm going to start in verse 1 for the sake. And if you want to break this down, Adam, that would be Tawab. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. Got a little technical difficulty. But I was saying, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. I want to break that down, sir.
Yeah, the serpent, the word subtile has to do with inching something in real slow, being sneaky and crafty with it. And that's the way that the white man is.
Right.
He's subtle, sneaky, and crafty, just like a snake. You know, so it's you know, a person can't deny that the garden of that the serpent in the Garden of Eden was the white man. Nobody can deny that. You know, because look, he carries on the same exact characteristics now.
Right.
And the thing about it is our women value his mindset over ours. That's part of the problem right there. You know, she despises our mindset and values his value system, so on and so forth. Now, think about this for a second. Now, how can a people grow up worshiping them, worshiping another race of people with their image up on your wall? You spending your life trying to be next to them, you know, going to college and all of that to be next to them, and at the same time, for them not to want them sexually.
Right.
That's impossible. Keep it all the way real. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a woman.
Come on, sir. It's real heavy. Oh, it's like what you were saying, because a lot of times in society, the blame is on black men when black men don't even go to the Christian church. For the most part, homosexuals do, but not real black men. That's heterosexual black men.
Now, this is the situation that we in, and to be honest with you, in America, black women were doing this before black men were. There wasn't no such a thing as interracial marriage before when the black woman was doing it with the white man. There wasn't no such thing as it. They didn't even have a name to it.
Right.
But when black men started doing it, that's when interracial, that's actually an interracial couple in its original definition is a black man being with another race. And with another race was not considered an interracial couple because he's supposed to have access to everything. Not a taboo thing if it's him.
Right. Now, if I may, I'm going to continue reading the scripture.
Okay.
And this is Genesis chapter 3, middle of verse 1. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat every tree of the garden? I want to expound on that, sir.
Yeah. Now he started it. He started. See, this is the subtlety of the serpent. Now think about it. He said, "Have not God said you can eat of all the trees of the garden?" Right. Let's read. Let's read that part again.
And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Now think about it for a second. He said that, but what part did he leave out? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He left that part out. Right? And then when we go to verse 2, go ahead.
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Now think about this. Now she wasn't even supposed to be engaging with the serpent like that.
Right.
Right? What was she supposed to do that she didn't do? She was supposed to go straight and get her husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that she was supposed to run and go do is go get her husband. You know, that's just like Samson. Even when the angel came to her and told her, you know, that she was going to have a child and such and such, it was the first thing she would do. She ran straight to her husband. Right? That's what Eve was supposed to do here. But instead, she tries to teach them, you know, tries to engage. She starts to engage with the serpent. Now, the saying is, the adultery and stuff like that don't start in the bedroom. Right. It starts in conversation. She never should have been having this conversation with the serpent. Just like black women ain't supposed to be dealing with white men like that, or any other man, to be honest with you, any other man. But what's the first thing she...
And it's often strange I was going to say, if I may, sir, it's awfully strange how this society is set up for black women to be in presence and company of white men and heathen men, according to the Bible. They give them grants and scholarships to go to college to be amongst white men. They get a corporate job, they're amongst white men. They go to the military, they're amongst white men. And the ones that don't have access to those resources live a life in the underground world, in the porn industry, and in the strip clubs. It's awfully strange how that's set up. You there, Erdogan? No, I was just saying how that's set up, how black women is designed to be apart from black men. Matter of fact, if I may, I got a copy of the Willie Lynch letter right here. Now, the Willie Lynch letter was a speech given by Willie Lynch, who was an East Indian. I guess what he did was handle the slaves, and he was trying to teach slave owners in North America how to handle their plantations. So he gave this speech, and it was put into a book. Now they got a chapter called The Nigger Marriage, mind you. Now this was written over 300 years ago. And if I may, sir, I'll read it if you want to break it down.
Okay.
From the Willie Lynch letter, chapter, The Nigger Marriage. We breed 2 nigger males with 2 nigger females. Then we take the nigger males away from them and keep them moving and working.
Right. I mean, think about it, and it's set up like that today, because what does it leave? It leaves the woman with the children. This is the average black family today.
Right.
The average black family is a woman, a male son, and a daughter.
Right.
A woman, a son, and her daughter. And then what does she do with them? Raise them in reverse roles. He's a feminine, she's masculine. She playing basketball, and he's, in the kitchen with her or something.
Right. If I may, sir, it says, say one nigger female bears a nigger female and the other bears a nigger male. Both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image, frozen with an independent psychology. Want to break that down, sir? You there, sir? Okay, when that one come back in, we'll talk some more. But if I could, that's what happens. Just like what Adawan just said, the way that they breed the female and the male is in reverse positions. Now it says right here, let me read this again. Both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image. That's why they want to get the black man out the home. They want to get the black man out the home so that they can influence and gas her up, just like the serpent did Eve. And what they telling this black woman is that you can be independent. It says right here that she's frozen with an independent psychology. You want me to read that again, Adawan? That will mess with the string, though. But it says, will raise their offspring in reverse positions. So that's what Officer Tarot was saying. That's what happens in the home. Now you got the girls wanting to be in sports and that was traditionally geared for males, like football and stuff like that. And you got the males wanting to be cheerleaders. You hear me, Adawan?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, let me read that again if I could. It says, say one nigger female bears a nigger female and the other bears a nigger male. Both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image, frozen with an independent psychology, will raise their offspring into reverse positions. You want to break that down? Sir?
Okay. Now, with them raising them in the reverse, position, of course, the boy grows with a feminine mindset, and the girl grows with this independent mindset, which is that's a demon on both of them, a
Right.
real strong demon on both of them. Now, think about this: they've been implementing this program, and it's going to work so well for them. So now they can sit there and say, black men need to be in the home. Ain't that what they saying now?
Right.
Black men, ain't that even what Barack Obama said?
Right. Basically, if I could, I think that one stream froze up, try to shame black men and turn it around on us and say we not there for our women and children. A lot of times, black men get kicked out the house, man. Slocky, I don't know. You want to expel more on that?
Right, okay. Now, they saying black men need to be in the home, but after they done stripped all your power away. They done stripped all your power away inside the home and they tell you that's where you need to be. Right? Now you see sisters talking about you ask the question, can her man discipline her kids or something like that? Ain't no man get ready to discipline my kids.
Right.
Your mindset right there, and these are those same female daughters that were raised up in that independent role. And people wonder why marriage among blacks, most blacks don't even want to, most blacks can't even come together. Black male and female can't even come together. Right? Because of this program right here, regardless of whether Willie Lynch was a real man or not, I don't know. All I know is the program was implemented to the damn T. Right. And here's the thing about it, though. Sisters know about the program. This is the thing we got to think about. Sisters know about it. They're not ignorant. Before, social media and everything, a lot of people had the excuse of ignorance. But it's too many, it's too many ways for us to get knowledge now. Right. Stuff is shouted from the rooftop now. So the ones that know this, a lot of the time they are with it. Now you have to think about this for a second. Why would she relinquish the power that she has? Right? We have to think of why would she want to relinquish the power that she has? She does not. Right. That's why some of them know this stuff and still side with it anyway, because the power that she has to throw a black man out of the house, have him arrested and locked up, the power that she has, and she decides she wants to go get another man, the power that she has, in all of her options and all of that, she don't want to let that go. Right. So me myself, I'm not the type of brother that tries to convince sisters that they need brother. We got to take our power back. We ain't got to negotiate with nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right, sir. And if I will, that's what we do in the I.S.U.P.K, the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. The I.S.U.P.K gives a black man an opportunity to earn his balls back in earth, man. You'd have been stripped of your balls here in America, man. You are like a neutered nigga out here. It's a lot, you know what I mean? You a neutered nigga out here, man. Sitting here making the black woman your God. And the proof of that, hence tonight's topic, the black woman is your God and the white man is her God, is that you on social media. You see a female post a picture with her a big old black ass, and you see 200, 300 likes, mostly by black men. Most black men want to be with black women. So to say that black men is the ones out here that's doing all the interracial relationships and sex like that, not according to social media, which is a general perspective of how society is. That's why people tune into social media. You see all these hearts. If Slot, want to add something, sir?
I thought you still going. Go ahead. You have a point that you want to finish?
No, I'm just saying that that's why, a lot of us need to know that maybe it's psychology, like a psychological trick on our minds too. We hold this black woman up to a goddess status, a queen,
Right.
because the white man, has given her his mindset. It's right here. What we're talking about, this independent frozen psychology. That's why they had a song back in the day, Miss Independent. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then we have to think about who profits off of that. Who profits off of her having this mindset? She can be used. Remember that part in the Willie Lynch letter where it says that they'll make her into a horse that everybody can ride? There's a part in there that says that, that she's a horse that everybody can ride. So who does this benefit? It makes everybody else rich. It makes the Koreans rich in the weave places. Because if a man sit there and tell her to wear her own hair, right? He tells her to wear her own hair. Now they in an argument, right? And she goes to that weave place by herself and gets beat up by the damn Korean.
Right. Damn, man, one was bringing out a heavy point. That's what happens, man. Everybody uses the black woman, man, as far as the other races of people. Chinese man, the white man, the East Indian, the Arab, the African, and she's a willing participant in their deeds. Really, the target is the black man. So, like, I don't want you back.
Right, yeah, I'm back to you.
Come on, sir. You can finish your point, sir.
Okay. Now we have to think. They love to talk about. Oh, the white man love to see black men arguing with black women. No, he don't.
Right.
He loves to see you cower up. That's what he loves to see, because if you cower up, that shows that she's still in control of you and he's still in control of her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He loves to see, the black man, the woman check the black man. What do white people do if a black woman is checking a black man in a public place? They'll stand around with that little smirk, that little smile on their face, like saying, job well done.
Right.
But if that black man checks her and put her in her damn place, now that rattles them, because now you're coming too close to being in order. They don't like it. But they want that disorder. They want her ruling and running over you. Yeah, that's what, that's a saying of black women saying, oh, black men, because when we check black women, they love to say, oh, the white man loves to see that. The white man loves to see that. That's pure total bullshit. He loves to see her running her damn mouth. You know what I'm saying? He loves to see that. And her looking big and us looking real small and puny. He loves to see that.
Right. And if I may, sir, going into the next part of this is really heavy. It says, the one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. We negotiate with her, through her, by her. We negotiate her at will.
Right. That's the reason why, they always want to deal with her. If somebody comes through, like say for instance, you got a person that's selling something, right? They on the street selling something or whatever, and you and your woman is walking. Who do they go up to? They walk right past you like you ain't even there and go right to her.
Right.
And you got to step in front of her and put them in their goddamn place, put them in check, and let them know you run shit.
Right.
A lot of people might look at that as barbaric or whatever the damn case is. It's better to be a barbarian than a bitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? far being a barbarian is far better than being a damn bitch, because that's putting things in order. She's supposed to be quiet and behind you while you talking and negotiating.
Right.
They
But
love.
Mason,
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, every time you see the evening news and something happens in the hood, they always go to the black woman to get her comments, like she's the representative of the hood. And it's just that just proves the point that you're making right here.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they always want to go. They'll go right past the black man and go right to her. Now, how does this make her feel? This makes her feel like she's the leader of the community. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And you put the woman in the damn leadership role, anybody can have it. You know, I mean, she's just gonna be taken advantage of by every damn body. And here's what's so crazy about it is even black men are thinking that this is his natural role is behind her.
Right.
I done heard brothers say weak stuff like, sometimes, I need a woman to, put me in my place. I need a woman.
Right.
I done heard brothers say things like that. I done heard brothers say, well, a woman can teach me. A woman can't teach you nothing. A woman can't teach you. I done heard them say all of that. You see the weakness right there?
Right.
This conditioning. That's what the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, goes against.
Right.
And what we do is set things in its rightful order, like what it's supposed to be.
Kind of, sir. And we got to understand, if I may, this is what this is talking about. This is history, man. It started in the Garden of Eden, and then it trickled all the way through the annals of time. Now we're here in the origins of our captivity here in America. And it's talking about this. And it's something you said that's real heavy. She gets this false sense of power, this pseudo power that she gets from the oppressor, so-called white man. Now think about this. It was something you was telling me, if I will, Adwan. When a lot of black women was on that plantation dealing with the taskmasters, she wouldn't even deal with the slave master. He didn't desire her. He looked at her as a little dirty black woman. But those taskmasters dealt with the slaves. And
Right.
occasionally the
Because
taskmasters would slot. You want to elaborate that, sir?
if I will, the slave master's mind was too busy on, especially like say if he was young and everything, he was too busy. His mind was too busy set on that Southern Belle.
Right.
Mr. Johnson down the road's daughter. His mind was too set on that. You know what I'm saying? For him to be running around trying to, screw some type of damn slave.
Right.
And just like in corporate America today, you have to think about it. How many women, how many black people, period, are actually dealing with higher upper management?
Right.
We don't deal with upper management. They don't deal with us like that. You working on a job or whatever, which is the parallel to the damn plantation. You working on a job. You don't even see upper management like that.
Right.
You don't see CEOs of the company you work for. You don't even know what most of them even look like. But what you do see is the lower level supervisors that's on your job with you. The low level supervisor. You see the poor white trash named Randy,
Right.
from the trailer park, who is a supervisor over you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what type of, especially what type of blue collar job that you do, the nothing poor white that didn't even graduate high school, he's the one that's over you. So in the plantation, who was dealing directly? They looked at us as the upper management looked at us as stinky and dirty. They didn't want to deal with us like you think the damn CEO.
Slovakia, I think had the ones volume went out. But these breakouts real heavy. It's like, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. You know, uh, the slave master, his sons, and his people, and all of that. They wasn't dealing with the slaves staying in a damn barn in the damn shed in the back of the plantation. They wasn't deal. It was the, like I said, it was the low level devil.
Right.
You know, had the ones, you know, the overseers, the ones that keep us in line, just like today. Who's the overseers that keep us in line today? The police.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the slave captains. You had the overseers over the you know what I'm saying, over the plantation to make sure that, you know, the sugar cane was being picked and, you know, make sure that the cotton was being picked good and keeping account of the numbers, you know, the weight, you know, how many pounds of sugar, how many pounds of cotton. This is who dealt directly with the slaves. He was the one that had to smell the, you know what I'm saying? And he was the one going into the damn barn and sexing up the black women. In a lot of cases, the black men too. He was the one that was, and he sweaty, dirty devil that was already angry because he couldn't get no other job other than that because the slaves were doing all the goddamn jobs. You know what I'm saying? He was blaming us, you know what I'm saying, for the reason why he was in the position that he in, and he had to be a damn overseer, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of a damn slave owner himself. So he was already angry, you know what I'm saying? He'd be the one beating the backs of black men and women, and also the one that was doing all the raping and all of that. But the way that the black woman perceived him is, well, at least he's white. You know what I'm saying? He was looked at as better than us just because he was white.
Kind of, sir. And if I may, like you said something real heavy, like a parallel, like what happened in history back then to now. Like the overseer on the plantation is the modern day cop. In the same way that when a black woman is angry with a black man and she called the police on him, that's what she did with the overseer. You know,
Right.
She felt that taste of power. You know, they was powerless. But when she felt that taste of power, it was like a herb.
Right. And this is another thing that they would do. This is another thing that they would do right here. They would take the black man's wife because she would have to have sex with them before, you know what I'm saying, she was even to be married to a black man. Right? Now, you're one flesh with whoever you have sex with. His DNA is in her. His DNA permeates her bones. But she's through on you. You see what I'm saying? And you know what? Science, you know, I looked up some scientific stuff, and the science says that the semen, a portion of that actually goes to a woman's brain. I heard that before. Now think about it, man. Imagine what that does, you know what I'm saying, psychologically to her. She's joined to him. She's one flesh with him. And she has sex with him. She even smells like him. You know, but yet she's married to you. That's
amazing. No, I got a scripture if I can pull out, sir. You talking about that DNA going into her brain and her mindset?
Right.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father he will do. Salah.
Right. And I think about it now. Back when that was written, the black men were still in power, but in this kingdom, in this new Rome, the black woman has the power over the black man.
Right.
So would that be this other father, the devil, her, but not only her, the Christian pastors and all of them too. Right. Christianity, everybody that's on these different levels of Christianity, all the coons and all of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? The fake Israelites, you know, They are all of them are of their father, the devil.
And
And
if
they go ahead.
now say if I may, sir, that's why you see black women in that Christian church. Keep bringing up that Christian church because the Christian church tells her she can have sex with white men, East Indian men,
Yeah.
African men.
Right. That's exactly what the Christian church promotes stuff like that. They promote it. Now just imagine, just wait until all of this gay stuff really starts to go into full swing. They're gonna be openly in the church. I mean, they damn near are that they're right now holding damn positions inside the Christian church. And Christian pastors are acting like they don't even know these dudes are gay. They act like they don't even know. So, the Christian church, for a black man, you certainly not going to get your masculinity there. The only thing they're going to tell you is, your whole masculine, your whole idea of masculinity is going to be based on what type of job you got in the Christian church. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you got to serve your woman in order to be a man.
If I may, sir, that goes into the next point of the Willie Lynch letter. If I could read this.
Okay.
It says, the one, and this is talking about the female that bears the nigger male offspring. It says, the one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with a subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong.
Yes.
In other words, mind over body. Slot.
Go ahead. What was you saying?
No, I say, in other words, mind over body. That's how it reads, sir.
Yeah. That's the way that they raise. Think about it. I mean, he's raised to not stand. You know what I'm saying? That thing right there is the thing that his mother will attack if he tries to stand for anything. She'll attack that. The only thing he better stand for is a football or something like that. He better have a ball in his hand if he's gonna stand for something.
Right.
The way she sees it.
And if I may, sir, a couple of years back, when they had those riots in Baltimore, that was a famous video with the black woman grabbing her son's shirt from the behind, pulling like, not my son. You better keep from going out there fighting, for black people.
Yeah, I remember that. As a matter of fact, that right there is a sign that all black people should have saw. Because what did they do? They praised her, right?
Right.
Put her on a talk show. And then, like a month or two later, you heard she was being evicted from her house and she had no help from none of those people that was praising her. Only thing they was happy at that black woman punishing a black boy. Yeah. They was happy about it. Of her punishing and breaking his spirit and making sure he don't stand for nothing. She damn ready to beat the hell out of him for him not to go out there with his people.
Right. And if I may, sir, that's the curse of the Willie Lynch. What we're talking about. That's historical. And it happens nowadays. And what we try to convey is that the black woman is your God and the white man is her God. She gets her cues to do what she do from the goddamn white man.
Right.
And this is right here, is the origins of you worshiping her as a God. Black woman's a queen. She's the God. Listen to her. It's psychological. It was started in slavery. If I may, let me continue reading this, sir. It says, now in a few years, when these two offsprings become fertile for early reproduction, it's like a reproduction, we will make and breed them and continue the cycle. That is good, sound, and long-range comprehensive planning.
Right. This plan was going to work for a few hundred years. And where did they get this plan, this actual plan from? They got this from following after the plan of ancient Egypt. Because one thing that they're wondering about us is how can we, if a person want to know what ancient Egypt was like, you know what I'm saying? They got to look at this kingdom today, you know. If they want to know about this kingdom, it's good for them to go into this Bible and look at ancient Egypt. You know, they was wondering how they could control us for 400 years, just like the ancient Egyptians did. No other empire has ever been able to control us for 400 years. Because at some point, we always called out to our God, right? And all of these other captivities, and people were afraid of that. These nations were afraid of that. So one thing that they had to do was totally take our God away from them.
Right.
You know, and we be thinking we crying out to God, we coming together to cry out to, you know, to the white man.
Right.
You know, praying with white people. You can't even sit there and be crying out to the Most High and you praying right along with white people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all praying to two. You think y'all gonna be praying to the God? Both of y'all gonna be praying to the God that's gonna destroy them? No. Both of y'all are praying to their God. Remember that movie War Room?
Kamikaze.
The black women that was doing all of that prayer and all of that, and had the white man standing on that damn mountain. There you go, right there. That paints a picture right there.
Right.
You know.
It's like, if I may, sir,
go ahead.
It goes into the next scripture to show the origins of what you just talked about. It's in the book of Exodus, chapter 1, and verse 15. It says, "And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, When ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stool," and the stool is like what they use for birth, if I will.
Right.
If it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Salaki.
Right. Because the males, we always the threat. Now, you know, they trying to reverse it nowadays and trying to say the black woman is so persecuted and all of that. You just heard that?
Right.
You put it like she's the one to catch all the darts. That's the same thing the white man do. Because the white man, he'll oppress us, but then put it like he's the victim of the oppression itself. Like we're oppressing him. That's where she learned that from. That's whose mind she has.
Right.
You know, and she knows that the main target is the men, but instead of wanting to put the focus and attention on that, she'll say, "No, it's me." So you take all the focus off the real target and just, you know, and she puts up this fake target, which is herself, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, the system can keep spinning on its own axis. You keep getting murdered, you know what I'm saying? And she keeps putting it like she's the persecutor, when that's the same damn thing that white people do to us as a race. They put it like they're the damn persecuted ones. Every time something happens to them, they're the persecuted, while they sit there and hide the people that they sit there murdering and destroying. That's what that's done for. You now, when it comes to persecution, they become the face of persecution, the face of poverty, a face of somebody that needs help. While at the same time, you know, you become the face of the oppressor and the face of crime, the face of, you know, every damn thing that's evil, and the face of interracial relationships, just like what you said earlier. I'd like to get into that subject right there about the face of interracial relationships.
So that goes into what I want to talk about. Now, back in the day, they had this movie, it's black and white movie. I think it was the most, like, at the time, controversial movie, popular movie, called Birth of a Nation. Now, I'm not talking about the recent one. But I'm talking about the one in black and white, where they had the Ku Klux Klan as the heroes. They had white men painted in blackface going around ravishing white women, which rallied up white men to come against black men, like you said. They made us the face of oppression, the face of interracial sex and stuff. We got to stop these black men from ravishing white women. It's a lot.
Right, and at the same time, you know, they made a popular fear out of something that has never even happened in history.
Right.
There's never been a band of black men that ran into a city raping white women. That's never happened, ever. You can't give one incident where that's ever happened in history. It's never happened. But you can give on many accounts of where they did that to, to black people.
Right.
They made this is another thing too. They make a false fear. They make up the fear that blacks and Hispanics are going to take over. Blacks and Hispanics are going to take over the country. Taking over the country. Integration totally killed that possibility right there. Right. And even when we had stuff in our country, we dealt with ourselves. We didn't have no ambition to move in on what they had. We didn't have no ambition to move in and to conquer them and take what they had and gain more territory. We didn't have that type of ambition to do
that. Right. And if I will, sir, in the Bible, I brought out that scripture of and I'm paraphrasing, of the woman in the beginning of sin. Now, I mean,
right.
Black women have been and always have been the biggest race mixers amongst us. I'm talking about black, because I mean, it's just historic. It's a fact. Now, people, like you said, try to demonize the black man and put us as the face of oppression, the face of, it's like the face of sin. I got this double echo. But that's what they're doing now. Let me read this if I could. This is in the scriptures. This is a form of sin that a lot of our women have been committing. Now, this is in the Bible. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Now, this is Moses talking to the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today. He's given laws that we need to live by. He's talking, who's them? That's a separation. So the Christian church is wrong right now. They're wrong because right here is a distinct separation. Them is a separation from you, the audience who Moses is talking to. It says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou give unto thy son. That means that a black woman and a black man cannot be with another race of people, and I mean sexually, marriages, relationships. Now, it's interesting how God, according to his word, recorded it this way. First, right. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Then he states, thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son. Of the woman became the beginning of sin. It's a lot.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. In the one scripture when it said, suffer thy daughter not to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom. That's a disaster right there. So what does this mean? This means at all costs, keep her from being a whore. And a black woman with another race of men, I don't give a damn if she's a virgin. She get with another race of men, she's a whore.
Right.
And another thing too, this is another thing that I've noticed too. Even when a lot of the black fathers are in the home, they coons and simps.
Right.
I done heard dudes say things like, "Oh, okay, if she do get with another race, as long as you treat her right." How the hell is the devil going to treat your daughter right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time too, he have a child by her. That child is not his heir. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he have a construction company or something like that. You think his child is gonna be that you think that child with her is gonna be the heir to that company? No. So obviously he's hating your child. He's hating your grandchild. He's hating, you know. We think love, is just displays of affection and buying somebody something. We don't reduce love all the way down to that. You know what I'm saying? How in the hell can you love her when you don't love what comes from her?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You hate the mama. You know what I'm saying? You hate the mother and you hate the way the mother looks. Let the child come out with some big lips. You know what I'm saying? He gonna wish that wasn't even his child. And if he have 2 or 3 kids with her, the darkest one is gonna be the one that he loved, the one that looks most like her. You see what I'm saying? Now think about that for a second. Look at the disdain he has for the features of your daughter, right? Look at the disdain. So what does this tell you about him? He only likes the sexual aspect of your daughter. That's it. He
Right.
likes to see her fat lips on his rod. He likes to see every damn thing that's nasty and disgusting with her. She is a fetish that he
Right.
just happened to be tied to. He don't want to see the features of her in his children. So how the hell can he love her? You see
Right.
what And then that same little grandchild, the same little mixed grandchild, your devil grandchild, is going to be passed up on you for you to take care of.
Right.
Uh,
And if I may, sir, that's so heavy what you bringing out because many people don't realize that according to God in the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18, you are the seed of your father. Whatever that semen, wherever race of man that produced that seed in that woman, that's what you are. You are. It don't matter about the woman. They used to have a term, she got a bun in the oven. Okay, I always use this example. Okay, let's say I got some dough and I put it in my neighbor's oven. I'm just using illustration. It's still my dough. It came from me. It don't matter if that oven belonged to a white woman or, now I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just making an illustration here, or an East Indian woman. Once that dough bakes and incubates, then I get my dough, which has become bread, back. The same with an Israelite male or Israelite baby, female. That's still an Israelite child. But it's more of a grievous thing if a heathen man, and a heathen is a so-called race of people outside of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if they do that to one of our women, that's still a heathen man's child. I don't care if he got a little tint in his skin. And that's what our people don't understand. We claim everybody, like you were saying, Avalon. We claim everybody.
Right.
Just like Bob Marley and what's her name? Tracy Ross and all these heathens that's posing and profiting off of black people's culture. It's a lot.
Right. Yes, because think about it. Now, the reason why we accept everybody. Now, let's look into the reason why we accept everybody. We accept everybody because of that bullshit slave rule. One drop of black blood in you, you're black.
Right.
Now, where did that come from? That come from that white man, so he can ethnically cleanse himself and push those children by black women away from his race so that they don't become the new image of whites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What did he do with them? He cast them on us by that one drop rule. And who is the upholder of the one drop rule? She is. And we say it because she said it.
Right.
I'm gonna say it. So that's what it is. Big Mama lays down the law. You know, the white man controls her. She say what he say. Now, how can your woman love you when she say every damn thing the man that hates you say to you and say that that's how you should view and how you should look at things?
And if I may, sir, it's real heavy, which will bring out tonight's topic. The black woman is your God, and the white man is her God. If the shoe fits, wear it, man. If it don't fit, don't wear the shoe. But the point is that a vast percentage of society concerning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have made the black woman their God, man. I bet if you go on any social media site, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you can see that the black woman has a major audience amongst black men. But it's the opposite way around. She barely even notices you because you're so common to her. You comment to her. Let me give you an illustration. That's just like you post something. I'm talking about from a male perspective. You're a black man. You post something online. Let's say Facebook, right? And you get a couple of reactions and people admire something that you did. Now, a black woman can just go out there in some biker shorts and post it, and she'll wake up in the morning and look at her notifications, and she'll have like plus 99. She'll have like, that's normal because we have elevated black women to a God status according to that Christian church.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's a sin, man. The Most High said you ain't supposed to have no other gods than him. That's right. A sin. And we got to watch this, man. We got to watch this. A lot of y'all's God is the God of your mama. Your mama's the biggest God in the hood, man. You worship Big Mama. Yeah. You better not say niggas have killed over what you said about my mama.
Right.
And they killed.
Right.
You elevated the black woman. In the I.S.U.P.K, the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, we worship the Most High, man, under Christ. And you worshiping a God that worships a false God. She worships the white man, white Jesus. If they in that Christian church, they tell you that the most important man to ever exist was a white man, and she see your dusty black ass on the street, who you think she's gonna give more adoration to? The white man that says you can do anything and be independent like the serpent did? Or that black man that's trying to govern her life and protect her life with rules and regulations, which are the laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible? Like, I ain't listening to that nigga. It's a lie.
You know, right, exactly. And she's, you know, she also worships the white man because he's the governor of everything that makes her feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that makes her feel good. She hates correction because correction does not feel good. Now, we offering correction and guidance. He's offering whatever pleasure it is that she wants out there and making it, you know, giving her a free pass at it.
Right.
She want to be a lesbian. She can do that with no correction, you know, without being put under any type of scrutiny in his kingdom. She can do whatever she wants. She has the power to have her man locked up whenever she wants. You know, this is her day. This is the day that the serpent promised Eve. This is that day right here.
Right.
This is the day, but it's coming to a close.
Right.
That's why there's such an uproar. Y'all hate black women. Y'all hate black women. We spent all of this time without saying anything.
Right.
We just let it go. You know what I'm saying? We just let it go and just never said anything until now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And if I may, sir, the narrative today is that, well, I see a lot more black men with white women. That's what I see. So how you gonna tell me that the main offenders of interracial relationships and sex is black males? See, this is what you don't see. What we talked about in the Willie Lynch letter. It's been a long history of black women having sex with white men and other races of men, but you don't see it. Did anybody say or know anything about Jason Pope? Now, this is just one white boy. Go look up that story. His name is Jason Pope. His name was DJ something, I forget, some wigger. You know what I'm saying? This man had sex with thousands of black women, one white man, and gave them and infected them with HIV for the sole purpose of those black women he had sex with going back into the black community, having sex with white, black males, black men, to infect the black community with HIV. And we don't say nothing about it. See, that's the stuff we bring out in I.S.U.P.K. because your Christian pastor's not going to bring that out. They're going to say, no, it's black men going around spreading these diseases. Hell no. It's lucky I don't want.
Yeah, right. They're not going to say anything about that. But they'll certainly want to put that black man on blast.
Right.
Well, about it, black men, we have to blast back. That's what it is, and show them, you know, where they've been erring at all of this damn time. You know, that's one thing that we have to do. You know, and like when you said she'll go back to that community, all of those damn women will go back to that community and have sex with black men. You know, this is the spirit. This stuff is the spirit of the white man. This is who he is. This is his spirit. Just like any snake, he injects venom to kill, you know, his host.
Right.
You know, I mean, this ain't some stuff that they just started doing. You know, whether it's through a physical disease or through a, you know, psychological disease, spiritual, whatever the case is. He's a snake, either way it goes. To inject you with poison. And the thing about it is,
if I may, sir. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and he puts black women in a position, and Latino women too, Native Indian women too. When I say black, I'm talking about all the tribes of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who are the true Israelites according to the Bible, by blood. He puts our women in a position where they can be close to him and away from us, like we brought out in that Willie Lynch letter. Think about even when you start off in elementary school. Now, I worked in the school system, you know, and I would see where the classrooms, they would put all the black girls with the little white boys. You know what I mean? And separate them from the black males. So now, from an infancy, they get comfortable being around white males.
Right.
When you go to high school, I remember when I was in high school, there was this rapper called Vanilla Ice. There was a white rapper trying to act black, call him a wigger. And when he came out, black women just was going crazy for him. Oh, I don't like white boys, but he's kind of cute though.
Yeah, knowing damn good well, and that's a lie right there, because this was I done heard many. I don't mean to put you off word, but I done heard many sisters say that. He becomes so attractive once he takes on the personality of a black man that you hate. Everything is funny because everything that they say that they hate about black men and all of that, put it on a white dude. Now he's so attractive. They hate the way black men sag our pants. Let the white dude come through sagging his pants. She's loving him for it.
Right.
Let him come through, and a lot of her black girls say, I hate when black men come at me and try to holler at me. I hate when black men come up, hey mama, such and such. I hate it. But let a white boy do it.
Right.
And watch how flattered she gets. You know?
If I may, sir, that's the same thing with that Jason Pope. He had that same spirit too. He was profiting off of black people trying to be a DJ playing rap music that gave him access to black women, black females, and they just was all over him. And he was a nobody. You know, most black men got to become a rapper, a dope dealer, or something just to get, you know, these women nowadays attention because they mind so corrupt. These black women in that Christian church. But this Jason Polk, this is just one white boy. He was bagging numbers. He was bagging numbers. 600 black women, 1,000 black women. One white boy. Imagine what's going on in corporate America, the porn industry, college, the military, the police force. All these places and institutions where black women are close to white men. Imagine what's going on. It's a lot.
Hey, go back in the past before legalization of interracial marriages. Where were most black women working at? When they first started to go out to work, you know what I'm saying? Where were they working at? They were working in houses with white men.
Right.
They were working in their houses, you know, and a lot of them ended up pregnant by those white men. And these women were married. And guess who ended up raising the child? That black man. And guess whose last name that child carried? That black man's last name. Now, remember in that movie, the Tyler Perry movie, The Family That Prays, did you ever see that? Now, think about that for a second. Now, Tyler Perry, you got all of these black women that love the Tyler Perry movie, but that movie right there shows the reality of that type of situation. And you ever notice no black woman said anything about it?
Right.
Right? They swept it under the rug like it never even happened. You know, they don't talk about that. They don't, you know, sit there and try and, you know, dissect it. None of that.
Right. And if I may, sir, now this is coming from my father, a black man. He said back in the day when he was young, back in the 60s, there was a movie that came out called 100 Rifles, and it starred Jim Brown and Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch was this woman that was considered beautiful in Hollywood, this white woman. Now, this movie was very controversial, and they said that a lot of black women, as he was saying, a lot of black women and white men was up in arms, and they was very upset because this was the first time that a black man made love to a white woman in a movie. And that was made a big controversy, but it's like you said, it had been going on for hundreds of years in America, and nobody said nothing. It's a lot.
Right.
Not saying it's right, but that's what happened.
Nobody tripped on that movie that Clint Eastwood had when he was with that black woman. You know, it's an old movie back when Clint Eastwood was young. Clint Eastwood down to like 90 or something now.
Right.
But it was a movie way back in like I think it's the 60s. You know, when he called her some type of derogatory. She was a woman that he was having sex with. And he called her some type of derogatory, you know, racist name, name or whatever, because she said something to him to try and make herself like she was a normal woman. And he put her in check. You know what I'm saying? Just like also too, in Roots, when the white man just got out of bed with the black woman, and it was it was Mandingo, and he was talking about killing that black dude that was supposedly slept with his wife or something like that, and the black woman that he was sleeping with was trying to save the brother's life, you know. And he put her in check and in her place, you know, but the scene was they got out of bed together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's getting dressed and stuff. She's still laying in the bed. But they've been, you know, having that in movies and all of that. You know? And the movie, think about it, the movie wasn't about, you know, it didn't, you know, the situation with the black woman being with the white man, that wasn't even looked at as nowhere near the main thing of the movie. It was that black man that was supposed to be with that white woman.
Right.
You know, nobody, like I was saying, nobody tripped on the Jeffersons.
Right.
Nobody. What black woman protested the Jeffersons?
If I may, sir, if I can bring this out real quick to kind of prime what you're about to go into, Now, this is courtesy of Wikipedia. It's the origins of so-called legal interracial marriage in America. Let me read this if I could. This is courtesy of Wikipedia. Interracial marriage is a form of marriage involving spouses who belong to different races or racialized ethnicities. In the past, such marriages were outlawed in the United States, Nazi Germany, and apartheid-era South Africa, and miscegenation. In 1960, interracial marriage was forbidden by law in 31 USA states. It became legal throughout the United States in 1967 following the declaration of the Supreme Court of the United States under Chief Justice Earl Warren in the case Loving versus Virginia, in which ruled that race-based restrictions on marriages, such as anti-miscegenation laws in the state of Virginia, violated the Equal Protection Clause of the United States. Now, if I may, real quick, this was a case where a white man wanted to marry a black woman, because you got to think of the year 1967. At the same time, Martin Luther King was trying to integrate us into society with white America. So to get ahead of the curve, this case came about to make it more acceptable that a black woman would be with a white man. This is history. This is not a fairy tale. That's fact. Tonight's a history class, and we're trying to prove a point. They did this on purpose, man. Just like the serpent did Eve in the garden. He wanted to get to the black woman first.
Right.
It's a lot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He wanted to get to the black woman first and send her to her man. You know, send her to her man to indoctrinate him, to give him the poison that the serpent gave to her. And by doing so, the power shifts from the man to the serpent. And what does the serpent do? The serpent gives her a portion of power to control him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way that it works now, David. You know, that whole thing with that marriage. Have you ever seen that picture of that black woman and that white man? When became the poster couple for the interracial marriage?
Sir. That's what the movie was based on. This court case. It's called Loving, because that's their last name. Loving. The white man's last name was Loving.
But the thing about it, did you see the look on his face and the look on her?
Right.
He had his arm around her neck like this, right? And was looking. Did you see the countenance in his face? First time he's beating her ass.
Let me see if I can, if anybody can see that. Hey, you might not be able to see it.
Look at his arm around her neck, though. Look at how, almost like he got on the headlock.
Right.
And I thought to myself, and then look at the countenance on her face. Countenance on her face, she looks so soft and soft and timid, and how she look all soft and everything like a woman is supposed to be. He got his arm around her neck. He beats her ass. She better not step even the least bit out of line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She better not. And then here's the thing too. What type of white men were they marrying? They wasn't marrying no damn Brad Pitts or nothing like that. They were marrying the lowest level white men, because the lowest level white men couldn't afford a slave. So what was the best way that he could get a slave? Is to marry one. Marry a slave. Now he owns a slave, because poor whites wanted to be slave owners. They wanted to own slaves. They wanted a taste of what the rich whites had. You know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't even being called white for that long. You know what I'm saying? The only white people a couple of 100 years ago were actually the rich whites. Poor whites wasn't called white. They barely even had a damn name at all. I don't even know what the hell, you know what I'm saying, they were even damn called. They were just called, Irish, Italian, all of that,
Right.
Other than that was a damn derogatory name against them, the racial slur. But that black woman was the slave that he could own, and that arm around her neck was a symbol of ownership. I own this. This is
Right.
my right here.
It's a lot. Now
So
let's bring that to nowadays, if I could, sir. What recently happened with this white NFL player that beat the hell out that black woman? Remember that? That just
yeah,
happened with that football player from the Seattle Seahawks. He beat the hell out that black woman. And you know what? Nobody don't even know her name because she wanted to she took down the post, before a lot of people could get to the story. But she put it online, and some people managed to save the picture, and nothing was made of it.
you see,
But meanwhile, what was that football player name that played for the Ravens or whatever, that black football player that shoved his black wife in a elevator? He down there got kicked out the league. And nobody has said nothing about this white man because people don't understand. It's a different dynamic when it comes to a black woman being with a white man. She's like a slave to him. It's a lot.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what she is. He has ownership. Now he can feel white. He didn't really feel white at first. Now he can feel white because the poorest white would want to own even one slave if he could. You know what I'm saying? One slave is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Think about look at how she profits him because they have children together. He could
Right.
push his children off on black people, and they could become the DeBarges, right? Like El DeBarge and them.
Right.
Because black people is already going to lightweight worship them because they look halfway like devils. So that automatically is going to make them rise in the black society right there, and they'll be one of them going to go on to become something, you know what I'm saying, kind of great and bring honor to his name. Bring honor to, like El DeBarge, and bring honor to the DeBarge name, even though their father was just a poor white devil that had no honor, just like Bob Marley's father, or nothing white dude.
Right.
Who his half nigger children made into somebody.
Right.
And brought honor to him.
And if I may, sir, that's just like now, one of Bob Marley's sons married that R&B singer. What's her name? Lauryn Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And they produced some children, and now they got this girl that she looks black, but of course we know according to Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18, you want to see in your fathers. So this graham cracker, one of Bob Marley's sons, had sex with a black woman, which in turn made the child come out even darker. See, a lot of people think it's about skin color. It's not about that. The Spirit itself bear witness, that we are the children of God. That is an Edomite, even though she got dark skin. And she was talking so bad about Lauryn Hill. Go look that up online. Even though that black woman birthed her, she talked to her like she was nothing. Like, she was a nigga. Her mama, Lauryn Hill. Look that up. It's a lot.
Wow. So much for that black queen stuff, huh?
Right.
And the spirit of her father come out. Spirit of that English white man came out in her. That's one thing you usually don't see. You don't see black children get up on television or anything and talk bad about their mothers. They'll talk all kind of shit about their dad.
Right.
But they don't talk shit about their mother. Who does do that though? White men do that. White men about he'll like Eminem track the shit out of his mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All kind of goddamn peeled heads and you know what I'm saying? The whores and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember the lyrics said he be rapping about it and shit.
Right.
That's the white spirit right there. Black people, we don't shit on mama. We shit on daddy, to the 5th degree. And what did she do? She shit on that black ass mama that she got.
Right.
She is a white woman. She is a white girl.
Edomite concept. And if I may, that's the confusion in this place. There's a parable in the Bible talking about the wheats and tares, and just like a wheat and a tare look alike, but they're different. One's genuine wheat, and the other just look like wheat. And that's why we get confused. We get so confused in this place. And now they're using, if I may, all these heathens posing as black people have found a way to capitalize off of black people's culture. It's not just white people. Hell, a lot of our women, when I say our women, I'm talking about our race of women, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, went out and had sex with heathen men in corner stores. Sleeping, having sex with an Arab over for a Philly rap, a Philly blunt, a backroom bust down in the back of that damn corner store, and produce somebody like Nipsey Hussle. He became a millionaire posing as a black man. What's her name? Diana Ross's daughter that was on that show Blackish. Tracy Ross, I forgot her name, posing as a black woman that made millions.
Right.
And our women want to be a white woman. Meanwhile, these heathen Edomite women are posing as black women, and they gaining millions off of our culture. It's a lot.
Right. So true. They sitting there, just getting enriched in all kind of ways. Lenny Kravitz.
Right.
Lenny Kravitz, you know what I'm saying? Big old afro and everything, got the daughter Zoe Kravitz, and they're passing themselves off as black people, and they're Jewish.
Right.
They're Jewish, you know what I'm saying? They're, Amalekites. The byproduct, they're the product of the show, the producer of the Jeffersons and the woman that played Helen in the Jeffersons. That's his mother.
Right.
And what is he doing? He's doing the rock and roll thing, but with some funk, and carry himself as like as if he's a black man. So whenever black people complain about white people, the graham crackers there to step in and say, "Well, me myself, I'm half white." Right. So you talk like that around me. I'm half white. And that's the problem with mixed people. You know what I'm saying? And if you talk about the problems that you have with being black, no, but see, I'm black and look at me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Get it? You can do it too. I'm black. They're there to say that. They're there to neutralize you while becoming the new and improved you.
Right.
They're there to be the nigga bot 3000. Are you the old model? That's what are they trying to do? They're trying to get rid of the old model so that they could be the new model of you.
It's like,
the new image.
It's funny how they got all these shows called the Orange is the New Black and This is the New Black. I thought black was black. It's a lot.
Right. And here's the thing about it though. When they say something is the new black, they talk about the suffering of whatever they saying is the new black. So measuring, we are the standard of suffering. Just like they were saying gay is the new black. Because they try to put it out there like gays are some persecuted, right? Which is another damn thing that is not true. You know what I'm saying? That's another false fear that they use to their advantage. Yeah, they were saying gay is the new black. They can say any damn thing is the new black so that they profit off of it, so they can act like they were a slave alongside us and they suffered along with us while they benefit. And we catch, you know what I'm saying? We still catch all the bullets. We still catch all the darts. Jewish is the new black. You know what I'm saying? Making it like they're the persecuted people. Irish were slaves too. Making like all of these races suffer alongside of us while we the standard of the suffering. We hold the standard for suffering, but anytime you try to say something about your suffering, they try and throw somebody else in there like they suffered way worse than you.
Right. If I may, sir, It's so heavy because we suffer so much. We could not properly raise up our daughters, and that's why you got the situation now. And if I may, I got a scripture on that. I think he was talking about it earlier, Adewale. This is in the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 29. It says, "Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom and the land become full of wickedness." Now, if I may for a minute, why don't it talk about the male? I'm not saying that it's right. It don't say lest the land fall into whoremongering or something like that. It say whoredom, talking about the daughter. Because the Most High in his wisdom knew when that woman got in the hands of the heathen man, he was going to straight turn her out like the serpent turned out Eve. Now the black woman's a ghetto gat, a swirler. She's on social media, shaking her ass in music videos. She's joining the military. Now, when I was in Esau's military, and I think I talked about this before, get them likes up, man. Share the class. This is very important content. Get them likes up and share the class. When I was in Esau's military, now think about this. You know, in my youth and in my ignorance, I joined the military. I wanted to go to college or whatever. I'm trying to get college money, get out the hood, keep getting killed. But it's a different reason why a lot of black females and Latino females join that white man's military. Hell, on the look scale, they might be like a 3 or a 4, maybe a 5 at best. But when they join an organization where the ratio of men to women, there's a higher ratio of men than there is women, then their stock just grows up, and that 5 becomes an 8, a 9.
Right.
And they get all the adoration they didn't get in the regular world. You know what? They used to get adoration and hearts and likes from black men. They get that all day, but they got bigger game because they've been taught the desire. They got this secret desire to be with the goddamn devil, man, the white man, the serpent.
Right.
And I would get up in the morning and jog to stay in shape when I was younger. I would get up real early, 4:35 in the morning to run, and I would run through the base, like all the barracks and stuff. And I would see black females creeping out of white boys' barracks rooms early in the morning, kissing and hugging, so it would go unseen. See, they don't mind putting black man as the face of interracial sex and marriage and stuff and try to shame us. But this is what we're talking about. And when that white man, that oppressor, gets a hold of that black woman, he starts instilling his lawless ways into her instead of that black man instilling the laws in her.
Right.
He makes her be a dyke, a lesbian, having threesomes, orgies. You know how many stories I heard about black women in the military having orgies with white men? A room full of white men doing every lewd act you can think of to this black woman. And then she gets out the military and act like nothing happened and dates and marries a black man. You gotta know this, man. You slucky. If you want to expound upon it, I'm more slucky.
Yeah, and that's very true. That's exactly what they do, because when they go to the military and stuff like that, they go to Jamaica, girls trips, all of that stuff. You know, they whatever lust is suppressed in them, they're gonna do it. You know, and the only thing that really stops them from doing stuff is based on the level of social shame.
Right.
You know, it's based on the level of, if you have a high level of social shaming, you're gonna have less whores. You know what I'm saying? Like way back in the day, you had less whores in the black community. You know, a lot of them went on to be wives. And the whoredom, you know, if a person wanted a whore, you had the red light district or whatever to go to. You know what I'm saying? You know, what they call it, a working girl.
Right.
You know, of the night. Now, hell, all of that stuff is just meshed together. It ain't no working girl of the night. It's all the damn same. You know what I'm saying? You know, bouncing off of that scripture, you know, stuff of, you know, not thy daughter to be a whore, let the land fall to whoredom. Now, here's the thing also, when women complain about, you gotta somebody told me this a long time ago. Actually, it was Karab that told me this a long time ago. He said, I don't always just question what somebody do. I question why they do it.
Right.
That stuck with me right there. Now, with a black woman saying, I don't see why black men interracial dating and all of that. Now, it seems like it's a good thing on the surface. But until you start to dig into why she's saying it, what you're going to find out is some pretty ugly stuff. You're going to find out she doesn't care anything about the black race at all. You know what I'm saying? She cares nothing about the black race. What it is she hates the fact, she hates the concept of anybody loving, wanting, or desiring you. Now, whose mouth is that? That's the way the white man thinks. The white man can't believe that he don't like it when a black woman loves a black man. He don't want nobody loving you.
Right.
No. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? She don't either. So now if she can make nobody, now imagine she can be successful by making no one at all love you. She can do her rounds with whatever whoredom she wants to and still come back to you at the end of the damn day after she's all used up. You'll be there. After she's 55 years old, you know what I'm saying, can't have no children, stretch marks everywhere,
right,
gained 80, 90 pounds, done been with multiple races of men and done tasted every flavor there is out there, had sex with all kind of white men. None of this stuff worked, so she can have you waiting.
Right.
With no one. She wants to do the impossible. She wants to make sure that no one wants you. Let me tell you one of the ways that this shined bright to me. It was a sister that I used to talk to, you know, on Facebook. She's out of St. Louis. She was supposed to be on some pro-black stuff, right? Now, we got into a conversation. She started talking about everything that she didn't like about black men. So I started talking about everything that I didn't like about black women. And I'm like, you know, we get to a damn point to where, you know, a lot of black men just going to have to leave the American black woman, you know, alone and probably go down to Brazil or something like that and get him a black woman from Brazil or from the Dominican Republic or something. And guess what she said? Oh, y'all just going to jump ship? No, come on. You got the understanding that these are also Israelite women too.
Right.
You got the understanding that these are black women of the same, you know what I'm saying, of the same lineage as us, come from Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, just like us. Why would you even have a problem with that? Oh, we jumping ship. You sounded like I'm going out to talk about a white girl. Right. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, she doesn't want nobody to want you. She don't want other black women to want you. Right. To desire you. She doesn't want that either. We just supposed to sit on our hands until she get done with her damn round. You know? Right. If she happiness somewhere along the way, then you can still sit on your hands until you die off.
It's real heavy, if I may, Adam. On YouTube, they have whole communities of black women that promote interracial relationships between them. Black women with white men or East Indian men or African men or Arab men. Hell, they got a whole thing where black women go over to Dubai to have sex with Arabs and they urinate on them. You talk about R. Kelly. Now, these Arabs are urinating on them, diarrhea, all kind of stuff on these black women, and they coming back acting like nothing happened. You want to expound upon that? It's a lot, yeah.
They call it doo-doo Dubai. You hear me?
Cut.
That's what they call it. They call it doo-doo Dubai because the Arabs are known for taking a shit on black women.
Right.
He's shitting on black women. Over there.
Right.
That's one of the things that they're known for.
If I could, they got slug here.
Good.
No, I was just saying, they got these communities that promote this. That's why you got that movie, The Girls Trip, and all this. Like I was told back in the day, a lot of times them women, they go over to these countries, they try to get to France and Italy if they can. If they can't afford that, they might go to Jamaica or the Virgin Islands. But their first choice is to go to some place where there's a high concentration of white men. They want to go to Paris. They want to go to Paris and meet them, meet them a white man, so they can have an adventure of sex and all this other stuff. They go way overseas to cover up their sexual indiscretions. They don't want the hood knowing about it, so they can come back to the hood and renew their self, become a new creation in Christ Jesus, according to that Christian church.
Right, exactly. That's exactly where they're gonna go at. Going right as soon as they come back to the States, they're going right to the Christian church. And these women are not even single. They're in relationships and marriage. You know what I'm saying? They're married. You know, and like you said, if they can't afford to go to Italy and France and places like that, you know, they'll go to Jamaica. That's not, like you said, that's not really what they want, but that's what they can afford at the time. So they'll go down and then get piped down by some Benjamite, you know what I'm saying, or East Indian if he'll take it.
Right.
You know?
It's real heavy, if I may, sir. We got to understand that this whole social construct of America and the Western Hemisphere has been constructed to separate the black woman from the black man, the Latino, Native Indian man, and I'm talking about Latino women too, the same thing.
Right.
You know, and on the reservations. A lot of them Native Indian women, they out there, they got their fucking truckers. It's a lot.
Right.
They fucking truckers on the truck stops and all kind of stuff. Right. And they have been taught this by the devil, man. That's what we're trying to bring out. Tonight's topic, the black woman is your God. You hold her up like she's just queen and she's just unscathed and pure person. And she's been getting her cues from the goddamn most immoral person on the planet, the Edomite.
You ever notice, you ever notice how many black women are getting into trucking now? You ever notice how many black women are going into trucking now? Out of nowhere. So you already know what they doing on the road with them white men.
Right.
They on the CB and everything, with them and a bunch of white men on the CB. You know what all the white men are thinking, because they going all along all of them trips with not getting no box, you know what I'm saying? Not unless you're a prostitute or something, But a lot of them, a lot of the times it's real dangerous to swoop up a prostitute because you got them set up women and everything. So now you got her on the CB. You know what I'm saying? And he's always the one to train her in trucking. Right?
Right.
So what they gonna end up in the back of that cab together.
Right.
She on there with she getting no ride, he ain't getting no box. They gonna hook up and they have sex with each other.
Kind of. Their sex, they whole crimes. They don't want their whole crimes to get back to the hood. That's why they don't want you to get out the hood. They don't want you to travel, black man. Hispanic man. They want you to be in the hood, which we should be together.
Right.
But they don't want you to see what they doing. They want you to be in the hood. See, a lot of black men ain't been outside their damn own neighborhood, let alone know what's going on with the black woman when she's going overseas. That's why they become airline stewardess, so they can get free discounts to trips overseas to Egypt, to Cairo, to Italy, and be with heathen men. That's the jump off, man. That's what they doing. And then they come back to the hood, and then they shame you. What you doing? with that fat white woman. Well, black man's a slave in this place. A black man, when you're a slave, you get the hog maws and the chitlins. So
Right.
that's why you see the black man with the fat white woman. He don't want to be with the fat white woman, but the black woman done been on the girls' trips.
Right.
With the heathen men. We trying to check for y'all and y'all gone a lot of time. And I'm speaking in general terms. Of course, we got wives in I.S.U.P.K to command the GEN.YAHANNA. We got good sisters that's in order. But I'm speaking in general terms, if you want to expand upon that, sir.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, and the fat white woman and everything. Now think about it. When people complain about the black man being with the fat white woman, they complain as if that black man is something up high and picking so far down beneath himself, but in another breath, he ain't shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you were just saying, when you're the low man, you get the lowest picks. You don't get the top damn choices. You don't get them. And they talk about, boy, when you see a white man with a black woman, she's fine. Well, he's the praised man on the earth.
Right.
Whatever woman he get should be fine. He's the top dude. He's the top race of men on the face of the goddamn planet. You know what I'm saying? So why should it? But here's the thing too. They don't talk about what's going on now because you seeing the low level devil with the fat black woman. Go to the grocery store. Right. Go to the grocery store in places like Kentucky and Indiana.
Right.
You're starting to see the fat black woman with the white dude. And and she is not no bad, beautiful woman. I call it what the hell it is. I'm not gonna say she's just so beautiful just because she's a black woman and all that.
Right.
And we don't even understand that what when we sit there and dog out the black man and the damn white woman, like I was saying before, it's not because the women want to uplift the race. They want black men and black women to be together and all this and that. That's complete bullshit.
Right.
Like I said before, she hates the fact that anyone would want you. Should he be with the white woman? No, he shouldn't. He should never be with the white woman. But here's the thing, she's making the white woman look like a good option. You know what I'm saying? She's making, maybe she should take some tips. If you got an ugly woman that's taking a man away from a beautiful woman, maybe that beautiful woman needs to look at herself and see what the hell is going on, what is wrong with her.
Right.
That's not supposed to happen. You see what I'm saying? That'd be like Jay-Z leaving Beyonce for Whoopi Goldberg.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It would be obvious that Whoopi Goldberg is doing something right, maybe. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, what happened during the time of the 70s? What did she do? The black woman kicked that black man straight out the damn house. She's totally sided with the government. And you know what was on her mind? She thought that the white man and the black woman was going to be together and that black man will be out there in the street. That's what she thought was going to happen. But it didn't happen that way. It happened another way. She kicked the black man out, and the white woman that was telling her, go girl, get your independence. You don't need nobody. You a strong black woman. You a queen. And as soon as she said all that, she took her man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about that. You treat a nigga like he's nothing and kick him out, you know what I'm saying, and then get mad when another woman swoop him up. I mean, damn. He's a carnal man, right? He just as carnal as her ass is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just as carnal as the woman that kicked him out the goddamn house that thought, that she was going to be forever joined with that motherfucking white man after, with that white man. But during the time of the 80s, the white man was not getting with that damn black woman.
Right.
He didn't, because he got what he wanted from her. After he gets what he wants from her, he leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? She fell into his plan exactly how he wanted, so he didn't need to be with her. You know?
That's so heavy, if I may, out of one what you're talking about, because that's the illusion that black women have, that they just want to be desired by the white man. He don't want her. He don't want her ass. He don't want her. That's just like I seen a video on social media. There was a white family walking through a restaurant or something, and there was a black woman trying to photobomb people or something, and she was shaking up big, black, nasty ass Salakia in front of this white family. They don't want their children to see it all that. Like she's trying to compete with the white woman to say, see, my sex is better, see. Salakia.
With all that stinking up the damn restaurant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While people trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? They ain't smell nothing but onions and you know what I'm saying? Onions, fish, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Then here's the thing too. She didn't even care. She didn't even discern the fact that there were children inside there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She wanted them little white boys to desire her too.
Damn.
And that's hard. That's hardcore right there. She wanted them little white boys. That's why dude mentioned it. My kids are here. She knew that. She want them to want her too. Just like that. Remember that little thing, that little clip, the first time he smelt shea butter and shows a little white boy, and he's in the midst of these black girls, and he got this euphoric look on his face. You remember that?
Come.
You know, grown black women found out his Facebook page and started sending him friend requests.
Damn.
Yeah. She wants them little white dudes too. She wants the kids too. Think about it. What the hell's a grown, and if the boy is about like 9 or 10, what the hell's a grown black woman doing, sending a 9 or 10-year-old white boy a friend request? And then it wasn't just a few of them doing it. It was a lot of them doing it.
Right.
They want a white man so goddamn bad, they don't give a damn if he's a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They sent him all kind of friend requests. Now let that be a black man doing that to some little white girl, black men sending some little white girl friend request. You know? Imagine that. FBI will be all on them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas would be going to the shit. They be going to the niggas' houses, arrest them, all of that.
Right.
And what did they do with them black women? Nothing.
Right. If I may, sir, that's the thing we need to understand, because where's all them Hotep Egyptology simps at now? You talk about the black woman God. Why don't you make her be accountable for her goddamn actions, man?
Right.
I guess she is a God. She can give life and take it. You know, she birth children or abort them.
Right.
She can do no wrong, because nobody wants to talk about these harsh, these things. And that's not because we actually love black women in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, but we love them enough to show them, like the scriptures say, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. You wouldn't just allow your kid to touch a hot stove or do something that's going to hurt them and just keep letting them do it. And that's negligence if we don't bring out these things, because God, the Most High, said to do this, what we're doing tonight.
Right.
It's a lot.
Right. We gotta bring out the ugly truth, the stuff that other people want to, keep up under the carpet, sweep up under the carpet. We gotta bring that stuff out. We gotta tell the ugly truth.
It's like, if I will, that's just like right now, Biden's trying to propose this bill to give every child $3,000 or something. Now, they know that black women are the keeper of them children.
Right.
They want to empower black women. And they ain't talking about giving you no $3,000 check, black man.
Right.
They're going to be black women with 20,000 G's because they know traditionally, if you're not in this school, you're not going to govern that money properly. You're going to buy Brazilian weaves. You're going to spend that up in 3 months.
Right. Right.
Spending it on everything but what you should.
Right.
You know, investing in the priests and prophets of the Lord, man.
Right.
Lockie, you want to
Yeah, like you said, they're gonna buy them Brazilian weaves, you know, to try and get a little Botox or something, maybe, you know what I'm saying? The more that they empower them, and just think if they was really to start to empower them, even a lot more. Next thing you know, they go on and getting skin bleached and all hell, if blacks was to get reparations right now, right? It wouldn't be a black woman from my house.
Right.
All of blonde hair and bleached skin, blue contact. You know what I'm saying?
Looking like Lil Kim, how she look now.
Exactly, like the Lion Queen. It's serious, Yeah, with that money, we should be building our society, But instead, and you're right, they're gonna make sure that she would get the empower. She would get the financial empowerment. They want to keep as much money out of the hands of black men as they possibly can. They want you barely getting by.
Right.
So that money is always, because if you broke and you always have money problems, it gives you not a lot of time to think about anything else but that.
Right.
You got a starving person. A starving person can't think about nothing but eat.
Right.
Or think about anything else when his stomach is dry.
If I may, sir, even the scriptures validate your point, because when Solomon became the wealthiest man, he had a lot of leisure time to study different things.
Right. Yeah, he had a lot of leisure time to understand, to understand plants and understand animals, to understand because when we have leisure time, that's one of the reasons why they always want to push black men to work, shame you to work all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was a brother that they got paid real good and you didn't work, right? You have money to take care of everything and you have leisure time, they still going to try and shame you for not working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll still, because the whole object behind having you always working, that's how they wear you out. Remember when you go to Daniel and said they had power to wear out the saints? They wear you out the same damn way as they did in ancient Egypt by putting you under all types of labor so that you don't have leisure time to think about anything. You don't have time to get wisdom and things like that. You know what I'm saying? George Washington Carver had leisure time. That's the reason. That's why he had all of these inventions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
if I may, they said in that Willie Lynch letter they want to keep the black nigga males moving and working.
Yes, moving and working. You always moving and working. You don't have time to think. You don't have time to settle back. You don't have time, and when you do have a little bit of time to settle back, now they give you sports. You know what I'm saying? They give you sports and other types of entertainment, so you go spend your money and still keep your mind off of trying to get any knowledge and everything before you go back to work. Now you're back at work, and this becomes a cycle that you just do from week to week. Get your little weekends. You're too busy resting and watching sports.
Right.
Or some other dumb, unprofitable activity that you're doing. Playing the game. Something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make sure that you're like that. That's what they did in slavery also. We had a little bit of resting time in slavery, Yeah, you get that good meal, you know what I'm saying? Because like Manager Johanna was bringing that a couple of years ago, down in the South, you know, they fed you real good. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why the black woman fed you so good, is because that's what the white man wanted her to do. You know what I'm saying? The white man wanted her to feed you real good so that you'll be good and big and strong to work. You know what I'm saying? But once now think about it. Now it went from that. Now she was cooking you these good meals up under his order. But now when he don't order it no more, now she don't want to cook for you at all. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to try and you got to argue for an hour for a pack of noodles out of her. You know what I'm saying? I done seen that literally. You know what I'm saying? A brother argued with his woman over a pack of noodles. They ended up in a damn fist fight over a pack of noodles.
Damn.
Escalated one thing to another. You know what I'm saying? And then this was on different occasions that he had to fix me some noodles. Fix me some noodles. You know, he had to keep, you know, hollering at her to fix him some noodles. And you know, she got tired of the where she didn't cook no noodles at all. They start arguing. Next thing you know, he beat her up.
Damn. And if I may, sir, it's so heavy what you bringing out because that was the plan. That's been the plan to separate our women, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything from us, Black and Latino men. And they're gonna take on the spirit of the serpent, America, Babylon, the white man. It's a lot.
Right, right. And then they give them the careers. You know what I'm saying? Them careers that they got, you know, a lot of people look at the money that she's making, but them careers that they got is made to drive a wedge between y'all. She automatically thinks she's better than you because of her career. And in reality, you know, she thinks she's better than you because she gets to spend, she's closer to the white man, you know, than you are. You know what I'm saying? And when it all boils down to it, when she have them career jobs, she's in the office and stuff like that, you know, just like in that movie, The Family That Prayed, it was the same scenario. She thought she was better than him. Here's the funny thing about it. The dude in Family That Prays could have been making more money than her.
Right.
Construction dudes make good money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, the construction dude is making, you know, he got a woman that has an office job. She might be making 50,000 a year. He might be making 70,000 a year on construction, but she despising him just because he's blue collar. He come in, you know, dirty, and she come in, you know, still looking, you know, somewhat clean, not counting, you know, the semen that's on
Right.
her.
Right.
Nat, you know, on appearance, she's looking somewhat clean.
Right.
Her messed up a little bit.
And if I may, sir, that's the thing about it. Like you was bringing out something heavy into the garden. It ain't even always, you know, it ain't about no money because a lot of black men have been tricked into thinking, well, that's the only reason she's with a white man because he got money and he got power. But meanwhile, you got brothers like Will Smith and Seth Curry that got money, power, looks. You know, they got six figures or 7 figures, 6 pack. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff going for them. And they still had black wives that went out and cheated on them. I ain't saying Alicia Curry or whatever did that, but she's want to be desired by heathen men and all these men. Will Smith's wife admitted to having an affair.
Yeah, yeah, she did. And now think about it for a second. These men fit the mold of everything that a woman says that she wants in a man.
Right.
Everything that what did she say? She said tall, handsome, make six figures or more. Uh, you know, he has everything, and white people accept him, which is, you know what I'm saying? That's not something that they say flat out, you know what I'm saying? But white people accept him, white people, embrace him. And he's still not good enough for her.
Right.
You know, she screwed the damn you know, the damn help. You know what I'm saying? What was that dude's name? Was, uh, no, who was it? Will Smith's wife.
Yeah, she was, I think she was having a relationship with a little boy or something that grew into a young man, but their relationship spanned back.
Yeah.
You know, because that's why his son was so upset. He said, you took advantage of that fragile relationship because that was my childhood friend, and you had sex with my childhood friend. You know, they could have been doing that. I mean, I'm not saying that, but that transgression could have been going on long before it came out.
Right.
He was a child.
Now just imagine, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine this is his childhood friend. Look at the wedge that would, break up in that relationship. And this goes to show you also too how much these same sisters hate brotherhood. They
Right.
can't. They hate it. You know what I'm saying? They hate brotherhood. You know, they love to turn men against one another. You know, but think about that. Now, just imagine if he still try to be his friend, he got to think about the fact that this nigga's boning his mother. He's boning his mother. You know what I'm saying? That's just like LeBron James's mom screwing his teammate.
Right.
You know.
And if I may, they getting all this behavior from their father, the devil, man. Edomite, so-called white man. That's why he's doing it. And they getting that information vicariously through the Christian church. You know, the Christian church is the one that's instituted by the white man to lead the black women, tell them that they don't have to follow the laws of God. So when they do commit sin, they become a ghetto gagger, a swirler, or they, go on the girls' trip and commit adultery on their black husband at home, or go to France, or go on the business trip,
right,
and sleep with the boss.
Right.
Then they don't have to feel guilt about it because God got them. White Jesus, they splashed the blood of white Jesus all over them, and everything's all right.
Right. You know, you have sex with a white man. She figures she ain't done no sin anyway. She figured that this is something that God would like, that God would want. That she views that white man as being close to God.
God. And if I may, then get them likes up, share this story, man. Share this topic, man, because a lot of people need to know this because there's stuff going on in these end times you need to know about. You see these commercials on TV. You see a black woman in a Jeep Cherokee with a white man, and they driving up the Swiss Alps, or hell, they might be driving the Mount Sirius itself. You know what I'm saying? Driving up the mountain to the snow, and they think it's gonna be the black woman and the white man living happily ever after. Your black ass is off the earth, dead. Because they killed alive all the black males. That's what they want.
Right.
And then I.S.U.P.K, the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, you know what I'm saying? We got to bring this out because the crux of what we talk about is nation building, man. And we got to get our women in order. The African man don't got to go through this for the most part, but Arab man. Last time you done seen commercials with Arab women and white men? Or, you know what I'm saying? Outside of America. You don't see that because they got laws. They shame their women. They ostracize them if they do something like that.
Yeah.
They ostracize them. It's a lot.
Right, exactly. It's exactly what they do. You know, they know what to do when they women mess up like that. Like you see an Asian woman, she, is with a white dude or a black dude, the Asians done ostracize her. Hell, she don't even speak the damn language no more. You know what I'm saying? She don't even speak the damn language, the damn Asian language. They leave her to totally conform to whatever it is that she's having sex with. and they keep her away from the other women because they don't want that damn influence. You know,
Right.
they don't do the men like that at all. The man can go, he have free reign, he can sow his wild oats all he wants, you know. And that's what these other races do. When they get with a black woman, they sow in their wild oats, you know. And black women thinking that they get love when they get with you know, they thinking love, you know, from a heathen is just the fact that he want to have sex with her. They
Right.
call it love. What do they say? They say, oh, he loves black women because he just wants to fuck you.
Right.
The black man want to screw you, don't call it love. You know, you call it hate. Oh, that's all he want. That's all niggas we want. You know, they respond like that. But if a white man even wants them, they call it love automatically. Call it love.
Right.
Which she has no real concept of what the hell love is. She's just like a damn child.
Right. And if I may, sir, tonight's topic, the black woman is your God. There's whole Facebook groups that worship black women like goddesses. And meanwhile, on the underbelly of what's going on in society, they got a culture of black women, and I hate to say this, but you can go online and check this out, that worship white men's private part, right? White men's rod, white, it's another word they use for it, but white something worship. And they're holding up signs say, I'm your nigger pet. I worship white rods. I'm gonna be your good nigga bitch and all this stuff like that. And meanwhile, you worshiping this woman, and he looks at her just like another ghetto guy.
Yeah, he looks at her dog. You know what I'm saying? She has no more value than that sheep that he screws out there in the country.
Right. Nobody don't want to talk about this stuff. We do an I.S.U.P.K. because you got to know, man. Unless your woman is being groomed by this school, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and the Community GEN.YAHANNA, she is subject to sinning. I don't care what you think. I don't care how many degrees she got.
Right.
A lot of them go to college for the sole purpose of trying to get with white men or heathen men.
Right.
And then so they can get that degree to get into corporate America to be 8 hours away from you. Now think of who's having the most influence on her mind. You, who she comes home to tired, don't want to cook because she's been in corporate America all day with her white boss, being subjective, being a docile and subject to his will. Or you, which she spends 3 hours a day with, she don't want to be at home with your black ass little kids, man, for the most part. And they take you another degree.
And she don't want to eat
the Most High for the COVID. Because that was the Most High's separation tool to get her out of corporate America and back into the home and back into the truth. It's a lot.
Right, and she don't want to eat dinner with you because she just ate dinner with Brian.
Right.
With her co-worker Brian. Talk and laugh. They talked and laughed and all of that. And she had a good time with Brian at dinner. So when you want dinner with her, it's not going to be that same talking and laughing spirit. Neither one of y'all saying nothing.
Right. And if I may, sir, that's what we need to bring out because it's wrong on both ends. Interracial sex and relationships is wrong.
Right.
But it's more of a grievous thing if that black woman or Latino woman has a sex and a relationship and produces a seed by that heathen man because you're bringing forth his numbers. Now, brother shouldn't do this, but if he do have sex with a heathen woman and produce a child, that's still an Israelite child by blood. the Most High still can work with that bloodline. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And we don't talk about this stuff. We accepting things in the black community. We accepting. That's just like that. What's her name? Camilla Harris. She's the new black. Because you know what I'm saying? She's not really a black woman. She's an Edomite posing as a black East Indian something. I call her Camilla Chameleon Harris because she changes her color at will. You
Right.
know, her culture at will, like a chameleon. It's lucky.
She a trick of light, you know.
Right.
So right, yeah. You know, she can be, you know, halfway be whatever, but she can only pull that off on black stuff.
Right.
Everybody else, you know, every other race seen that she was not, you know, what she gained. You know? I mean, white people would probably accept her as white because her mother's not black. A lot of times they more lenient in that area, you know what I'm saying? Because her mother's not black. Her mother's like East Indian. So they will accept them as white, just like they do in Russia. A lot of them Russian men have, you know, Asian mothers. You know what I'm saying? And they accept them as being normal Russian. You know. But it's another thing if that woman is black, you know, a descendant of the Hebrews. They look at that, you know, the child that she produces with a white man, lightweight as trash. You know, and only good enough to be over blacks.
Right. And if I may, I know we getting close to the time, sir. I want to thank you for helping with this class. You know what I'm saying? I'm clapping up for you. Also, 5,000 Tarot up there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, helping the brothers up there, putting in real strong. And tonight's topic, the black woman is your God, and the white man is her God. Black women need to get in pocket, man. And I'm going to pull out the scripture and let you know the remedy of how you do that. Check this out, if I may. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands. Now, this is addressing the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You're supposed to be in subjection to your own husband, your own race of men, not the white man. You've been married to him by spirit for a long time. You need to come into the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command GEN.YAHANNA, and learn how to be a good wife, man.
Right.
Learn how to be a good wife. Salak, sir.
Right.
You want to add something, sir?
Oh, yeah, that's you know, and every woman notice it says your own husband, because you got women out there that dote about that they don't want to listen to the damn thing that their husband got to say. They figure since he married her, he can't teach her nothing.
Right.
And that's common among black people. He can't teach her nothing because in reality, a lot of black women despise any man that will love them. You know what I'm saying? And she can't love you if she despises you, right? She despises you because in her mind, she ain't shit. So she despises the fact that that you got with her, and that's one of the reasons why she don't want you teaching her. It's sad, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sad right there, you know, that the false self-esteem between her real self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? But she will be taught by somebody else because she's not, you know, entangled with them like that. You know, she's something that they something that she can seek after. You know what I'm saying? You like a gazelle that's done already been caught.
Right.
You know, but when a lion done hunted and killed the gazelle, he don't keep hunting the gazelle that he killed. You want another one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the situation a lot of these sisters. That's why a man can't teach her nothing. That's why the Apostle Paul said, why being subjected to your own husband? When you're subjected to your own husband, now you're being spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting it like your husband can't teach you anything. And that's one of the things that pisses a lot of brothers, you know, off. She don't want to hear nothing you got to say. She quick to say what somebody else said. Now just imagine what was going on in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Eve didn't want to listen to what Adam was teaching. She wanted to listen to what the serpent had to say. And then go back arguing with him about it.
Right. And
eventually his spirit bowed down to where he ended up learning the same damn knowledge as her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's heavy. That's the story of today. You outside this body, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you're going to be under the subjection of your woman, the black woman. She is under the subjection of the white man. I mean, tonight's topic. The black woman is your God, and the white man is her God. With that said, sir, we'll go ahead and end up the class.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and sign you out, sir. Shalom,
all right.
Lord Christ, sir.
Shalom, Lord Christ, my man. Good class of word.
The water, sir. Security announcements. Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in the Hebrew. Mayashua. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. You can go to that website, ISUPK.com. You can also cash out your tithes. You can cash out to the tag $ UPK tithes. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, we got the 52nd annual Passover, going to be in Houston, Texas, coming up in April. I'll get more clarification on that. Any brother here in the state of Kentucky, if you want to join this body and become a trooper in the I.S.U.P.K. and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, get in contact with us. Leave a message on that Facebook page, 1 West UPK Louisville. Leave a message and say, hey, man, I want to get involved, man. And then you start wearing your all black. Start wearing your all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that said, I want to give a courtesy salute to all the brothers watching the stream. I might Shabbat. I might Barak. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Barak. That's up top. Give a courtesy salute to all the sisters watching the stream. I might Shabbat. I might Barak. Yahweh Shema Adon by Shem Yahweh. That's up top. I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky class dismissed.